Jesus fucking Christ. That's a hell of a way to start off the broadcast. You know, gas about your last fucking breath. But no, I suppose let's do this from the quartering. I do have Tim Pool's version of it, but this is apparently that oh God, she played she was the super hot chick from The Soprano. How much fucking makeup did this bitch have on?
Tim Pool can all the way off for calling my girl Drea, my queen Drea.
Oh, that wasn't her. Yeah, basically she says that she had made more money in 1 month on OnlyFans than she did on the Sopranos. Okay, I have no idea who this bitch is. Fuck off, bitch, unless you're gonna put makeup on.
Yeah. Not the.
But she is a whore. She is selling her body for money. That's the definition of whore.
There's anything wrong with being a, but that's not what she is. And how dare you call her something in a defamatory?
How dare I? How dare I? I dare anything! I am Skeletor!
Way for having a OnlyFans account. You this mother.
12 seconds later.
Also subscribe to my OnlyFans. The link is in my bio.
Wait. Is that the Sopranos chick or not?
Who's mad?
Because if that's the Sopranos chick, boy, sweetie, you got real ugly. Well, yeah, most of the chicks that are on OnlyFans are sadly showing pictures of their butthole for almost no money.
Having a famous name, having a current fan base, having...
No, you just have to be a 10, which is, well, not as rare as it should be. Pretty fucking rare still.
Notoriety, and then putting...
I would have been fine seeing Adriana Lacerva naked. I really have no desire to see 52-year-old Dre de Matteo naked, unless she's fucking a younger chick.
To me, you know, it's not a career path that I would recommend to anybody.
You know, get a little whole mommy stepdaughter scene thing going.
Probably won't now. I know, but look,
wait a second.
Because you refuse to take the jab. Maybe Daily Wire can hire her.
So she's saying, okay, that controversy is deader than Dillinger. No, the reason is Drea got roles because she was hot. But now, at 52, she ain't suddenly so hot anymore. Why would I pay her money? She can't act worth a shit.
You were in a different position in your life where...
I guarantee you she was stupid with her money. The amount of money she should make from Sons of Anarchy reruns and Sopranos reruns should be more than enough to keep the bitch in a reasonably well upper middle class life.
As the customer, I wish men would stop paying these women for this.
Yes, I tend to agree, but there's a problem. Men won't, and that's capitalism, baby. I wouldn't give a fucking nickel to see Drea de Matteo's dried up, used up, useless ass pussy. But plenty of Sopranos fans would. They want to see what Christopher's seen in his heroin-induced state when he went down below and ate that shit out.
Stuff.
Hello, Emily Veronica.
Consuming this type of content.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I hold men to a higher standard. If men are that easily manipulated into releasing their money to these fucking cunts, well, then that's on them. Men should be taught to be better than this. Sorry, I have no sympathy for any guy that gives any amount of any money to anyone on OnlyFans. If you want to do it, it's your money. And when she doesn't return your calls, well, don't be fucking shocked.
They don't want to be friends with you. They don't want to sleep with you. They just want your money. Okay?
Yes! And I am fine with men learning a very harsh lesson about this. Again, men need to learn these harsh lessons.
And it ruins men's realistic expectations of what women are like.
No, it teaches them a lesson. If they're smart, they will realize the errors of their way. If not, well, then fuck them. I'm sorry, it's not our job quartering as older men to keep younger men from doing stupid shit.
It ruins men's expectations of what dating is like. It ruins men's expectations of what bedroom activities are like. All things.
Look, unless this OnlyFans model is taking them to bed, what I see as bedroom activity in porno films, yeah, I don't bring that into the real world. I just watched a fictional scene. All right, I'll be right back.
Like, you know, I'm not like an evangelical anti-prawn guy, but I will say that consumption of it is in general bad.
Okay, quartering why? Now, again, I'm somebody that maybe, I don't know why I preach moderation, but okay, I'm just going to go from the male perspective here, because that's all I've got. Watch a little porn, little fireman time, and once that's done, it's like, all right, that was 10 minutes well spent. Next. I mean, I guess there are guys that do sit there and just watch porn like they're watching, I don't know, The Sopranos of all things. But, again, once I got done with that, I'm out.
Women are like, oh, wow, she did it.
Well, again, you're correct. DiMatteo really did have, or Matteo, already had an inbuilt fan base for this. And Jesus, even the fucking makeup ain't doing it anymore.
So can I.
Yeah, potato. And by the way, I'd like to point out that it's DiMatteo's own hand pushing her boobs up.
Single mom's tough guy, I think.
See, the pool was a lot nicer. Oh, he's too stupid. I just said, I love how hookers and strippers always use that single mom thing as a shield against their shitty choices. What's gonna happen when this hits your kid's fucking school, bitch?
Super cool.
I mean, I'd have been way worse. I'm sorry, I was reading a little bit. I'd have been way worse to her than Tim Pool was. I'd have made the bitch cry. And also, DiMatteo, another thing I wanted to let you go on. Why are you a single mom? Were you married beforehand? I think you were. And why do I think you were the one that initiated the divorce? Women choose to be single moms, so I really don't give them a whole lot of fucking sympathy. By the way, thank you for the subscription or donation.
Well, skaters.
Why dating is so difficult for black women. Well, let's see. You're mouthy, you're never submissive, you act like men, you give us headaches, you're argumentative, you don't act like traditional women. Any chance of getting any sort of purity out of a black woman is like pulling teeth. Me saying, no, you're not going with Rashonda and Teresa to the club tonight and acting like whores. Oh, you can't control me. No man can control me. That shit like that. And then it's like, well, fine, bitch. Go to the club. I would just advise you have all your shit out of here. Because when you leave, I'm changing the locks. Just not for nothing. You can go. I'm not going to stop you.
We tend to date within our race more than we date outside. So
yeah, because black guys are probably the only ones too stupid to actually put up with your shit. Because, I don't know, you're easy or something.
Most of us as black women, we still value and highly regard the idea of a black family, right? So that means that our...
Yeah, except black men don't want you because, well, I take that back. A good chunk of black men want you, except they're not worth a fuck.
Let's look at the grand scheme of things. If we look at systematic racism.
Oh, of course. It can't be your behavior. It has to be the white man telling the black man to date white women. I'm sorry. Do you realize how stupid what I just said sounds?
Number of black men to black women, the numbers are definitely not in our favor. And so...
Yeah, because there's literally no reason for a black man to date a black woman. She's not going to bring him peace. She's going to be a combative headache. Most of y'all still act like sluts. And finally, a lot of y'all, including yourself, are fucking overweight.
It makes it really difficult for us if we are trying to have this family lifestyle that we envision.
Yeah, the single motherhood rate and the divorce rate in the black community tends to tell a different story, my dear.
The pool is so much smaller than what is actively available, right? Because, there are more of us that end up incarcerated, unjustly so. There are more of us that get...
No, very justly so. You have had a trial.
Harmed by the police, if not killed.
No, more white people are harmed by the police, but you keep spouting your Black Lives Matter lies.
I want to be far more difficult for us to have what we want in our partnerships. But this is a definite opportunity for us to consider that perhaps our dream can expand, which pulls...
We shall overcome. Oh Lord, we shall overcome.
Me up to the very next, dating within our race. We are also educated and financially stable. It definitely can...
Well, one, you're not financially stable because black women are overrepresented in the welfare thing, so there's that. As for overeducated, your education is usually in bullshit. It's in stupid thing like black, lesbian, feminist, queer theory and shit like that.
contributes to the difficulty.
Like, take a look at your books here. Take a look at your books here. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. English. Just English. No, basically, you think you're pseudo-educated in a way that men generally, and I'm not just speaking for black men are all around, have no fucking time nor no fucking patience for.
That we're having in finding the kind of partner that we want. If we
Also, you tend to do the Fannie Willis thing. Oh, I don't need a man. A man is a partner if you want to have him. Yeah, right up until you're fucking 50, crying alone with 37 cats.
We are, let's say, for example, black.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but men need women, or women need men. Men do not need women. Because if it wasn't for men, your fucking apartment or whatever the fuck you're living in wouldn't exist.
Professional making high six figures or above, more times than not, we are looking for our counterparts. Yes, raise your hand if that's you, girlfriend. I see you.
Yeah, except you don't want a man that makes less than you. The problem is the men, and the black men in particular, who make that amount of money are just going to pass you around like a fucking communal cigar.
I see you out there. You feel me? Now, this is not my personal preference. I am married, so my preference is in a relationship.
Then why are you making a video about dating for black women if you're married? Unless, of course, like a lot of women, not just black women, they're 5 minutes from the door anyway. This is why marriage is a sucker's bet.
Professional women do differ.
Dave knows about black men. Well, I work with enough of them.
To want someone who has the same level of education and financial stability.
Yeah, except... yeah, that type of man just passes him around. And in your case, as a black woman, it's, if you do have a husband, it's just you've decided you can accept his level of cheating.
And so too, black professional women definitely differs. So if we think
Yeah, most black professional women aren't actually professional. Most black professional men in whatever field are professional. I don't care if there's a black woman in a field, I can flip her out and get to be about the most unprofessional motherfucker on the planet, and it don't take much.
they prefer. Think about that.
Yeah, except white women bring the black man peace when he's at home. You don't. That's why.
So if we
Let's see. I don't know what standards you had for your eventual husband, but let's take a look at you. I don't know what kind of education you have. You probably have a master's degree in some stupid bullshit. You probably have a decent enough job, or you're probably in the higher 5 figures, maybe possibly low 6 figures. You also look like you're about 50 pounds overweight. So, the fact that you have any standards at all, my dear, and the fact that, statistically speaking, you are more likely to be bringing a child into this equation, the fact that black women have any standards at all, and you are pretty the average indicative of them, educated in some stupid bullshit field that nets them nothing, usually have a child, and are usually also about 50 pounds overweight. Yeah, where are you getting this thought that you deserve something high status?
actually mean and whether or not they're
I know most of you are angry and pissed off. Again, because black women are per capita the highest participants in single mother households.
How, people have these ideas or biases.
And also, black women are the least receptive to hearing criticism. I've heard enough of these fucking black women literally sitting there saying, well, it's possible, or I'll just manifest him. When confronted with fucking reality. No, your black ass is not going to get some guy who is 6'5", in shape, and making over $600,000 a year. If you do meet him, you are a friend with a benefit.
About us.
He is not putting that shit on your finger.
It can make it very hard.
Again, men do not like, as a general rule, opinionated women.
Set us up to be the people that we have become. And we are strong, but we are not, what's the word? We are strong, but we are not unbreakable. And so it's a scenario where I think that so many of us.
Well, then stop being so fucking opinionated.
Let me tell you, because somebody lied on somebody's app and said that we're not desirable. And because of that.
You're not. Sorry, you're not. Black women have a much higher rate of being single mothers. That's unattractive. They have a much higher rate of being argumentative. That's unattractive. They have a much higher rate of ghetto ratchet behavior. Extremely unattractive. By the way, for white Beckies, it's called trailer park behavior. Again, just as undesirable. So no, you're not really a prize. You're not really a catch. It seems more than anything, at least with modern black women, you're nothing more than a fucking headache. And that's right in this video.
There was a 4-part documentary that just aired on the Investigation Discovery Network called Quiet Onset, The Dark Side of Kids TV. And it was largely about Nickelodeon and some of the people who worked at Nickelodeon during the 1990s and early 2000s. And I would just like to point out at this point that I was right about everything. So I wrote a book.
By the way, why are you not, as a parent, on set with your kid? Again, if I would have expressed interest in acting, my parents would have encouraged it. But if I went to a goddamn TV shoot, yeah, either my mom or my dad would have been there with me. Or some adult. Not the TV-approved fucking chaperone either. Alright. I need to go take wee and where the fuck is the goddamn shit? Oh, there's the live controls. Ain't that fucking grand?
A few quotes.
Yeah, except, Ben, look, me and you grew up, maybe not you, but I grew up with this little thing called the Victoria's Secret catalog. Oh, everybody loved to steal that shit from their moms. I won't get into that, but I mean, Ben, the whole thing with kids, it's stop being a prude.
There's only one problem. As Rolling Stone describes it, quote, there comes a time in the life of every teenage girl who works for the Disney Corporation when that girl realizes she has suddenly, how shall we phrase this, broadened her appeal. I talk at length.
No, she grew tits.
About the move that Disney TV did, as well as Nickelodeon, to basically take virginal young girls and then sexualize them for a mass audience. I'm Britney Spears.
Yeah. These ain't the first. They won't be the last. What's your problem? They did this in the goddamn 50s. They did this with Judy Garland. Way back in the 30s. They did this shit with Shirley Temple. Don't give me this shit, Ben. Fuck you.
By the end of 1999, over 10 million copies of Baby One More Time had been sold, and Britney had posed in her 90s for Rolling Stone at the tender age of 17. The reason that I read this is because this has been a long time coming.
And also, Ben, you're gonna fuck everything up! You, Matt Walsh, and all you fucking cronies at the goddamn Daily Wire, we are this close to fucking winning for the next 30 fucking years. But you're gonna make goddamn sure to fuck that up with your stupid, dumb, bullshit morality arguments. Like it or not, Ben, the guy you want for president was the executive producer of Miss Teen USA. Basically a horror show for 18-year-old girls. And God, I would love the fucking chance to run through each and every single one of you motherfuckers on this shit. We are so close to winning. I don't need your backwards sexual morality to come and fuck everything up. It took me long enough to beat it out of the old Republican Guard. And now you're right there just willing to interject it again. I don't give two shits. Look, you knew Lindsay Lohan was going to be a slut because she acted like a slut. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, all that shit, the same thing. And Ben Shapiro, like it or not, your fucking book has a lot of sex in it, including a lot of fucked up incestuous sex in it. But at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, humans are humans, and most of us don't give a rat's ass what some god that doesn't exist says. Sex sells.
And everybody who pointed this out.
Again, we are so close to winning. Do not let these jackasses, like Ben Shapiro, like Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, the old fuck with the glasses. Don't let them at the Daily Wire fuck it all up. We are so close. Otherwise, leftist insanity will rule the day. Otherwise, Bernie Sanders is going to win. Me, I am an enemy of both extreme views. Okay. I think it is possible for a woman to use her sexuality to make money and still be a well-adjusted human being. She might have sold her chances to be to be a wife down the tubes. But I think she can still be a well-adjusted human being. As for being a mom, well, then there's another matter. But even then, I think you could work on it.
No, young girls coming into their sexuality to be exploited by Nickelodeon.
If they're over 18, then they choose to exploit themselves. Fuck you. And if you want to say 18's too young, well, we had to pick an age of adulthood. 18-year-old men can be signed up for the draft and sent off to war. So, again, fuck you.
Of them. Okay, so in Quiet on Set, this particular documentary looks in particular at Dan Schneider. He's a former Nickelodeon producer who is responsible for some of the biggest shows that were on the network, including All That, The Amanda Show, which is
Again. Did anybody force the cocaine up Lindsay Lohan's nose? Oh no, she took it. This is why I don't believe in things like alcoholism, and this is why I don't believe in things like drug addiction. At some point, you had free will to do what you did.
an Amanda Bynes show, Drake and Josh, iCarly. There are a lot of critiques of Dan Schneider, even before the release of this particular documentary, including suggestive sexual jokes in shows meant for kids. And not just that.
Who cares? They had... Oh, for God's sakes, they had them in Al back in the 80s, you little Jewish fuck! They had them in Al back in the 80s! They had them in Home Improvement! The only ones that didn't have was a fucking... what was that stupid fucking... back show? Oh, God. Step by Step, Seventh Heaven. Yeah, it was Seventh Heaven. They've always had those jokes in there. The ones that go under the kid's head, but the parents get. Or over the kid's head and the parents get. Whatever. Doesn't matter. They've had that shit forever, Ben. Fuck off.
There are a lot of examples of Dan Schneider.
And how Ren and Stimpy had jokes that were for adults. Fuck off. This is where Ben Shapiro really pisses me off. I don't mind him on tax proposals and shit like that, but this is where he pisses me off.
These kids. So, for example, here is some video of Dan Schneider in a hot tub with Amanda Bynes, who is underage.
Today my special guest is the executive producer.
All right, but he's fully clothed, so... Again, what would be the difference between this and him being in a pool with her? A hot tub with the bubbles on. Party! Hot tub with the bubbles off. Bath with friends.
The Amanda Show, Dan Schneider.
Hi.
Now you're the executive producer of the show.
Again, I'm seeing nothing sexual about this. They're in a hot tub. Whoopty shit. God, I've got to fucking argue. I mean, you could argue creepy. Especially since he's fully clothed. But I'm not seeing anything. How many? Oh, God, I've only done 3 minutes of this shit. You know, yes. Ben, I really like to be on your side, but again... You're one of the most prudish motherfuckers on the planet. So forgive the flying fuck out of me, Yarmulke boy. I didn't see... I mean, I could see creepy vibes, but I didn't see anything that wrong.
From Dan Schneider at her 18th birthday party. Here's what that looked like.
Now look, honestly, in trying to figure out what I could say today about Miss Miranda for her birthday, I come to the conclusion that what you can say is, what can't you say? I mean, honest to God, I could go on and on.
She's like, I wish you were not holding my shoulder right
Miranda,
now.
But I know
it's like Joe Biden with a small girl.
And I will consolidate it to
yeah,
just this one thing. In all the years I've known Miranda, I guess 9 years
she's like desperately
now,
trying to...
She hasn't changed. Miranda hasn't changed one bit. All those awesome qualities that she had when she was 9 years old.
There she is,
all
trying
the
to edge away
goodness, all
slowly.
those smiles.
Okay, so you just cut everything completely out. By the way, she seemed perfectly comfortable getting hugged by him. Again, Ben, it's possible for women to have sexuality too. It's also possible for women to want older men. Or are you going to find that out after your daughter turns 18 and I fuck the shit out of her?
Yeah. Dan Schneider did it.
Yeah, except you don't need to get goddamn permission for every fucking touch, every fucking hug, every fucking nuzzle, every fucking this, every fucking that. Fuck off. And by the way, it seems to only work to one gender. When some young man is being cuddled by an older female director, nobody says a goddamn thing about it, so fuck you. And also, I don't care.
Ignored. Here's Dan Schneider's apology video.
Watching over the past 2 nights was very difficult.
This is my thing. I apologize for nothing. You didn't have a problem with it at the time, so I apologize for nothing. And that's where I'm going to end this video. I've done my time on it. Well, it looks like AOC is finally starting to feel the pressure and getting the age of a politician, because she looks horrible in this.
I do disagree, because when we are talking about famine, the actions of Hamas should not be tied to whether a 3-year-old can eat.
Hamas started the fight, you dumb Hamas started this fight.
The actions of Hamas do not justify forcing thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to eat grass as their bodies consume themselves.
I don't care. Hamas started the fight. Then it's on them to feed those people. Because I don't care.
Which
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, it's been long. It's been a long, long road to get to the place of I don't give a shit. They started the fight. Now their citizens can suffer for it. Or maybe next time, tell us before they fuck shit up. Until then, I don't care. I don't care. I don't give two damn fucks. I don't care. I don't care. Go to hell, you dumbass bitch. You know what? I'm really not having a ton of fun doing this at the moment, so I'm just gonna cut it short here. I will see everyone else on the next live stream.